right, it's another week. You know what it is. It is the Rewind podcast. Of course, it's your man Kev Nash. Appreciate everybody checking out last week's episode on Snoop's first album, Doggy Style. Appreciate my big bro for stopping through, Big Hunt for stopping through, and Kels for stopping through. If you haven't checked out that episode, go ahead and check it out. 5 stars on iTunes. Subscribe on YouTube. Thumbs up, share it, all that good stuff. Mumbo jumbo out the way. Let's get into it. Back again, my brother. AP, yo, what's good, bro?
Yeah. What up, bro? Yo, I apologize for my tardiness, man. You had a little issue with the computer. Say updates and all that. So what's good, man?
Oh man, I see you suited and booted. I see the brim. I see the
Yeah,
hoodie. Go
yeah.
ahead and shout it out. You know what I'm saying? We
Oh
got a
yeah,
lot of people watching.
what's that? The HB? I can't even say it. HBCU-ish t-shirts. We got them for sale. T-shirts and sweat. Well, the sweatshirts. That's a one of a kind. So two
That's
of
a
a kind.
one-on-one. Right. And your AAU program?
Yeah, emerge elite. You know what I'm saying. So we'll get into that later. Whatever.
For sure. Back again, Killa Bee. Brian Lowery, what's good, man?
What up, man? I got on the Barack Panther shirt. Just
Okay.
it ain't the dope ass shirts like y'all, but Barack. So you know what I'm saying? I'm
That's
chilling.
what's up, fellas. So I got y'all cats here, man. I really got Killa Bee. This was like one I had special for you, DMX. It's dark and hell is hot. But then as I was like doing my pre-listen, I was like, you know what? This is AP, y'all. I want to hear some of AP thoughts on this album
Word.
because it's a certain somebody on this album that we're gonna get to later on in the album that we really gonna dissect, man. But Dark as Hell is Hot, DMX's debut album. So this dropped in May of '98. AP, what was going on with you in the year of 1998?
98. That was my senior year, so I'm getting ready for graduation. So May, I probably rock that joint all the way up until it's time to come to school. You want to say come to Wright State. So summer of '98, I was rocking that DMX joint for sure. That was heavy rotation for me.
Okay. Killer B, what was going on with you in '98?
I was at Wright State. That point, I was running the radio station. Um, and I guess there's an extreme significance to DMX. It's dark and hell is hot in '98 because if you came into Wright State in 1998, I was a summer, what they used to call them joints, man, orientation leader.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
And then that
remember.
summer, if you remember, you was usually woke up by me putting my speaker in the hallway and blasting one of the first two songs on this album at 6 in the morning. So you had to wake up just to give you a dose of the bullshit you might have to deal with when you got to college. And usually the people, I was on the second floor, the people on the first and the third floor got it about as much as the people on the second. So that's how you usually woke up. So that was the significance of this. Matter of fact, I think for a couple of years, that's how some of them cats that didn't even know me, remembered who in the hell I was.
Yeah, for me in '98, especially the spring of '98, man, this is really AP, yo. You can talk to your brother about this, but this was like really our coming out party.
Uh,
For the fall, I really didn't do too much. I played basketball in the union like on Mondays and Wednesdays and really just went to my room. I did a little bit of flag football and went to my room. Wintertime started, me and Nate started venturing out. But then come springtime, it was on and popping. Going to parties at Central State, going to parties at UC, just like really enjoying college life and really experiencing college life and working at the radio station with Killa Bee and Mark and just doing all these things that, finally coming out of my shell. So that whole spring of '98 was like a big transition year for me. So that's where I was going on with
And the
me in
comedy
'98.
comedy of it is when y'all went to parties, Nate probably still had This nigga Nate would always wear polo or a sleeveless sweater. That motherfucker looked like the Abercrombie and Fitch model of the year and shit all the
it,
time. Man.
definitely, it was definitely FUBU though. FUBU. He
That
thought he was at
that
like cool take the FUBU.
that Westchester Lakota living and shit.
But I gotta remind everybody of the albums that came out in '98, so we can give you like the temperature of the music scene, especially hip hop wise. You got the Locks' first album, Money, Power, Respect. You got some No Limit stuff, Silk the Shocker, Charges to the Game, Scarface, My Homies, Gangstar, Moment of Truth, Smith and Wesson, Rude Awakening, Goody Mob, Still Standing, Big Pun, first album, Capital Punishment, AZ, Pieces of a Man, 8 Ball, his double CD, Lost, Master P, The Last Don, Onyx, Shut Him Down, Nori dropped his first solo project, Nori. Death Squad dropped El Nino. Lauryn Hill dropped Miseducation. You had Exhibit 40 Days and 40 Nights. Jay-Z Volume 2. A classic from Juvenile, 400 Degrees. Red Man, Docs the Name, 2000. And also dropping in the year of 1998, DMX again with Flesh of My
Yeah.
Flesh, Blood of My Blood. So this man
And
dropped 2 albums.
do you realize when you say all them fucking albums, don't it take you back to shit we used to do at Wright State fucking summertime? Summer '98, and me and Tony didn't do shit but play basketball in the motherfucking goddamn, why can't I remember that shit? In the woods.
It
Every
was, yeah.
listen, 24 fucking 7, dog. I probably was 100 pounds lighter and shit.
You out
We
there hooping in
you,
Tim's.
yeah, you was I think you was there for the most of the summer with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um that's summer '98 shit. Same summer I met a certain Puerto Rican girl. Um, um some
Hey, we
some
about to leave a lot of that summer '98 stuff off mic.
and you know what though? That was the actual summer because I was there 96, 97, 97, 98. I was program director of the radio station the year before. That was the actual summer I took over as general manager of WWSU. We had some good fucking times at that point, dog.
Oh yeah, most deaf, most deaf. So, when was y'all first introduction to DMX? Killa Bee?
Um, Dark Man X. Old shit. I'm trying to remember if it was an old Ron G mixtape. So I used to have a homie who used to give me these mixtapes all the time from New York, man. And I had got a tape, no jokes, with Biggie, um, the Warlocks, who became the Locks. Shit had the Children of the Corn on it. Shit had Dark Man X, um, all that shit. That was my very first introduction to DMX. And that probably was like 94, 4 years early
Mm.
before this came out. So I kind of was on DMX a long time before that, man. A lot of my shit came from New York mixtapes that, like, I used to just, I guess, because the school I went to, Fort Hayes, I had just had a lot of art niggas, man, niggas who was DJs, shit like that. And I used to buy mixtapes out the ads. So the first time I heard of DMX was just Dark Man X, um,
Hmm.
probably about 4 years before that. So I don't think I was surprised when this shit came out.
Okay. AP, what about you? What was your intro to X?
Yeah, I was trying to remember it, but I probably, I mean, just going off of memory. It probably had to be when he was on the Mace joint. I think that's probably my earliest memory. I mean, I'm sure I probably heard him before that, but I think that's my freshest memory of, you know what I'm saying, hearing DMX. Because I mean, I know he rock with, you know what I'm saying, Big L, you know what I'm saying, Mace with the Children of the Corn and joint and stuff like that. But just my freshest memory to be rocking with on a Mace album.
Yeah, for me, the first time I heard DMX was with him, LL, Redman, Method Man on 4321.
Okay,
I
yeah,
heard
yeah, yeah.
I heard him on that, and I was like, "Yo, this dude, alright." Like, next to Red and Meth, he had the best verse. Like he out rapped LL. He out rapped Cannabis. Like his verse was dope. So I was like, all right, this new dude, whatever these initials stand for, really didn't know anything about him. But then like the buzz started. So January, Money Power Respect come out. The Locks. He's on Money Power Respect with the Locks, Lil Kim. That's a big single. So the build up is coming for the debut album of DMX. And then he's on the Onyx single. Shut him down. He got a verse on there. So like the hype is
This
coming.
mother ever will blast you.
So the hype for DMX is coming very fast. It's like, all right, so the buzz is there. The album's gonna drop in May. I'm not gonna put it up there like with an anticipated album like a Nas or a Snoop, but like, at this point, we know who you are. We can put a face to a name. You get the back in those days at the radio station at WWSU, we was getting those radio promo singles, and that first single, Get At Me Dog, came. And that was the one that really was like, all right, I'm getting this when this comes out. I'm definitely getting this. And it was for me, at least, it was a Tuesday run with Mark to go pick up CDs. And that was one of the CDs me and Mark went to go pick up. It I believe we went to Best Buy to go grab that.
Do you realize the significance of what you're saying though? Because hip hop has changed so much since then.
Oh yeah.
Because what you're saying is that was the time when a record label wanted to put you out, they would take some of the hot artists and feature you on a single.
Yeah.
Almost a year to 6 months before you actually came out with a CD. They wanted to build the buzz of who you are and what you did before they actually came out with your music. So by the time your music came out, people was like, man, I want this shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen nowadays anymore, man. Motherfuckers is on SoundCloud and shit, niggas on Instagram now. I got 50-second singles on Instagram. Find my shit when it come out.
Yeah, and I mean that goes to a lot to the label because the label don't want to spend those bucks to promote you anymore. They don't, and like they don't even have that power to tell hey, Big Sean, we want you to let Lil Nuck Nuck do a verse on your album. Big Sean got enough clout to be like, no,
Yeah.
like no, I'm straight. I don't like him, and his verse is whack. And good luck to you. Like that's how it goes. You mean like a lot of dudes nowadays, they'll get lucky enough for Drake to hear their song and really be fucking with it. And then Drake would be like, you know what? I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna ride your wave and do a remix. We put it out on my album.
Yeah.
You got a built-in fan base. So like that's the game now. The game is totally different now.
It's not label controlled anymore, man. Like they created your buzz.
Yeah.
So which is probably why you get a lot of these cats, these older cats who so pissed at labels, because if the label created your buzz and you didn't get the buzz, then it kind of made it shitty and it looked like your label didn't give a fuck. But now you get these kids like fucking whack ass 6ix9ine dude, Tekashi. They get on there, they create their own buzz, and these kids go out and be like, hey man, did you hear this? When we was kids, man, you'd be like, man, this is a bootleg nigga out, fake DMX sounding ass nigga.
Yeah.
But then now it's so different, man, because I mean, if my son wanted to be a rapper, he could create his own rap career off social media.
Yeah, for sure.
Sell his own shit. Like it's so different now, man. You don't even need that shit.
I mean, I think the biggest difference is the way we consume music is totally different with, either you rocking with Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music, you get your music there. You pay your yearly subscription or whatever of $100, and you get all the music at your fingertips. When we wanted music, we had to go to Best Buy, or whatever record store, Sam Goody, whatever, and tangibly give away $20 for maybe. For maybe. Like you on some like, I hope this is good. But shoot, it's different now because you gave up your $100 already. You don't care if it's good or not, because if it's not good, you can just go on to the next CD or next album on your phone.
Well,
Like,
And it's so much easier now to create your own playlist. So I'm picking from this album, whatever. I'm picking just the joints I like. I ain't even got to fool with the whole album.
yeah. And it's so easy to go boom, 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 like it, don't like it, like it, don't like it, like it, don't like it, and that's it. But when you make that investment to actually give up that $15 to $20 on a CD, you gonna try to force yourself to like it. You like, no, I'm rocking this shit. I'm gonna
let's
keep
be
listening till I like something.
let's be truthful about 1998. One, um, running the radio station, we wasn't paying for music in the first place. Two,
We weren't paying for clean music.
right,
If we wanted that dirty, we had to go cop it.
right. Two, let's not act like my computer at Wright State didn't have all the fucking Napster joints on it.
Oh yeah.
And three, at that point, man, was the advent of us burning shit. So
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
we had all that shit at our disposal in the radio. So truthfully, man, that kind of started. I mean, you think about it, man. We was on the edge of starting the whole revolution of MP3s. I mean, because when we moved the radio station into broadcasting the computer overnight, man, I used to take all that shit, dump it in there, and they'd play it, shuffle it. I mean, so when it's dark and hell is hot, I remember buying it. But I think that's actually where we got to the point, man, where it started waning for us to go out and buy CDs like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I know y'all niggas, we was all the same crew. We was all NC, so whatever we was buying. Let me hold that. Let me burn that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was, I came from some people on this here podcast, I won't name any names, that will buy a CD and would let certain people hold that CD because, they show wanted to be hotter than another show. I'm not going to say no names, but they know who they are. So
Hey,
it would force me and my co-host to go ahead and go buy the CD too because they was being stingy with it. I'm just saying, another
Yeah.
show that was on after us was being stingy with the music. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, I can't believe you did that, Killer.
No, I
hey,
play
wait a minute.
boy.
You want to know how I know it wasn't me? I would give out the goddamn CD and keep the
Yep.
album. Them joints used to
Hey,
come real tightly packed with an album in the CD. Like, you want the CD? I kept the album, homie. I played all the albums.
yeah.
But
Hey,
I
all
found out the smarter niggas than me when it came to lugging that shit to the station.
that.
Man.
AP had the CD cases, nigga. I had the mail, the USPS mail cases with the albums.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I take 80 on my card.
You was foul for that, AP, yo. But
Hey,
man,
all I said, we had
go
this
ahead.
one of the shows on the campus, yo.
Facts.
98, 99.
Facts.
That
One of them.
that whole freshman year was rocking.
Facts.
Hey, we got good time, Kev. Because that other thing is just it's gonna start. So I'll be done with this when we done. So we can go ahead and
Okay.
go.
All good, man. So let's go ahead and jump into a track by track breakdown. But no, you know what? Before we get into that, what was your thoughts pre going into this? About to listen to it again for the first time in a little while. What would you guys thinking before you turned it on?
What you mean when we first turned it on, or
No,
like now?
this time. What was your expectations of the album?
Man, the odd part about this album is it's never changed. Like, some albums have a real nostalgic feel. This album is this might sound crazy to y'all. This shit could have came out last week. Like, well, I say it because the truth is, DMX rhyme style, these beats, all of it, just fit. Like, I'm not saying the album is timeless. I'm saying that the style of the album is timeless. And from what we know of DMX, um, like, my hype won't change from 1998 to 2020, regardless.
Mhm.
So
What about you, AP?
I was just like, yo, 'cause I mean, you hear songs, you know what I'm saying, here and there on the radio or mix mix shows or whatever, I was just like, yo, it's gonna bring up some memories for me. So I'm like, I can't wait to can't wait to get to it and listen to it.
I guess I was the eyeball here. I was, because I always just thought this CD was okay. I never thought it was great. I just like, all right, I like this song. I like this song. Like, there's really, based off memory, like there wasn't more than like two songs that blew me away that say like, oh my god, this is like playlist material for the end of time. Like for me
Mm-hmm.
going into it, I never thought that this album was all that. Like I'm not gonna say like DMX is whack. That's a stupid statement, but like I just personally never felt like the thing that DMX was. Like I understood what X is. I kind of put DMX in that same category as a Tupac. Like people that really don't like Tupac all like that, but they understand him.
Mm-hmm.
It's about feeling with DMX as opposed to like lyricism. He never really says things that make you say, "Oh, rewind that," like Redman or Method Man would do. But it's that energy, it's that feeling, and for a guy like DMX, writing raps is so easy for him. It's easy because he's not really writing it off to make you say, "Ooh, wow." He's making you feel him and understand where he's coming from. And I think in the long term, that's more effective because you look at the strength of his career and you look at his live performances. Hell, you look at his performance on the versus battle. Like you there because it's DMX. You there
Mm-hmm.
because like DMX gonna put on a show. Like his heyday was 20 plus years ago, but you know, even though he's a recovering drug addict, even though he's fat now, you know DMX is gonna put on the show, and that's what you're there for. That and I was anxious to jump back into the CD to see what we was gonna get up out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me add to what you're saying. DMX is Tupac to me. I'm a Tupac fan pre um double CD.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Yeah,
Tupac
definitely.
double CD after that, man, because I think it was too much Death Row influence. But the reason why I say DMX is Tupac is I think they are the same old type of nigga. There's one major difference between DMX and Tupac. Somebody in Tupac's life gave him a sense of consciousness. Nobody in DMX's life gave him a sense of consciousness. Meaning, um, DMX don't give a fuck about your baby mama, none of that shit. DMX is just fuck you niggas, we eating and we gonna find a way to eat.
Stop being
I
Yeah,
greedy.
but
yeah.
the whole but the whole aspect of their rhyme style, their rhyme content, and how they handle themselves really speaks on emotion. Like I told somebody, the timelessness of this album exists in the fact that it is pure emotion based.
Mm-hmm.
Some rappers don't. Some rappers are much better as far as saying, I want to make an album and let's structure boom, boom, boom. I
Right.
think that happened with DMX, but I think it was based upon everything he makes is emotion.
Yeah.
This is a fucking emotional ass album, like for killers.
let's let's jump into it, man. Track one, the intro, produced by Irv Gotti. The biggest takeaway from this is that's my man's.
Yeah,
That's
that's
my
my
man's in
man.
it.
Yeah.
And the beat is crazy. Is very intro. Like this seems like an introduction to a dude we don't know anything about. Is I mean, we're gonna say this and these words are gonna get very repetitive, but it's dark, it's grimy, it's grungy, whatever adjective you want to use, this beat is that, and basically every beat on here is that. So I fucks with the intro. It's a perfect intro to the album. Where was you at with it, AP?
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I didn't like about it, I don't like how they got the intro, like you were saying that little intro they had in the little skit, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not broken up. I would because now you like now today, I really didn't want to hear all that. I got to fast forward to it to get to the song. But I mean, I love this joint. It was great intro to the for the CD. I think it just set the tone for the whole album.
Yeah, what's up, B?
So I'm with you. Because you know the nigga had a 2 minute 30-second skits on his album.
Yeah.
Woo, we gonna get there. I got one. I gotta complain about that.
Yeah, this album is weird to me because it has two intro songs on
Yes.
hmm
it. Because the truth is when you really get into DMX's Dark as Hell and Hell is High, you forget about the intro.
Yes.
Which to me, the intro does set the tone for like it just sets the tone for the up tempo high BPMs you about to get on the rest of the CD. So I mean I liked it, but it actually ends and the next song is the real intro to me.
Yeah.
Spe-
For sure. hmm
and that next song is the Rough Riders anthem. This is our introduction to Swiss Beats as a producer. Now, this is something that I learned from the documentary on BET about the Rough Riders. I really found out how much other production went into this. Dane Grease and PK, like, from the bird's eye view and looking at it from now, we think Swiss did everything for the Rough Riders,
hmm
but they had their in-house producers before Swiss even made a beat. Swiss only got one credit on this album, and it just so happened to be this song. And speaking about the documentary, I think sometimes we take it for granted that we grew up in this era, we lived this era, we know all about the era. But that's why I love documentaries, because they educate us on things that we would have had no idea that went on behind the scenes and everything. We never
Yeah.
knew that the only reason DMX did this song is because he lost a bet. We never knew that. We didn't know that DMX wrote this song in 10 minutes. We didn't know DMX hated this beat, but this turns out to be one of DMX's biggest and best songs. I will also say the remix is way better, because on the remix, which we chant to this day, my dogs go, yo dogs go, and then we
hmm
go, shut up now. I know, like when I hear Rough Riders anthem, I hear that. I don't hear this version of it. So that's where I was at with it. Where was you at with it, Killer?
Um, so first off, this was the song to me that pulled the locks off of Bad Boy because in all truth, I think that when this shit became hot, them niggas realized, man, maybe we signed with the wrong person. Well, because this is the locks, this is Rough Riders, this is DMX Dragon, this would have never been Diddy. And some people be like, well, why is that significant when we talking about this? Nigga, the Rough Riders anthem started from 98 to about '01, a fucking wave
Yeah.
of gritty, grimy. Niggas didn't know what the fuck Yonkers was if they didn't live in New York.
Right.
Rough Riders anthem started a fucking era that that gave us the gritty, grimy fucking four wheeler in the middle of the street riding ass Rough Riders. And man, I actually think this is probably the worst song on the album. But 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 I'm still the thing is I still rock with it. And it might just be the worst song on the album, man, because motherfuckers this shit became so just everybody was using it. This shit would be in white movies, nigga, like lily white fucking movies. Um and you know, but it just it's just the beginning of the hype. Like
Yeah.
this shit, we heard "Get at Me, Dog" and all that shit. Which "Get at Me, Dog" is probably one of my favorite DMX songs ever. But I think this shit started the DMX Rough Rider era, and man, I mean, you can't start an album like we talked about Nas and New York State of Mind. You
Hmm.
can't start an album better than the Rough Riders anthem for what you was gonna get in that album.
hmm
Where was you at with it, AP?
Yeah, I mean, I think you made a lot of the points that I wanted to mention as far as this being Swiss first joint, and he didn't want to do it. DMX didn't want to do that joint, and that it makes a lot of sense what you were saying, Killer. As far as the Locks leaving, because I mean, can you imagine how the Locks would be if they would have started off? You know what I'm saying? Without Puff, I mean, it'd have been such a different, and probably they would have been so much bigger. I believe. You know, I mean, when they was rocking with Puff, that didn't fit them at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think the same way with Mace. But I mean, overall, the song catchy hook. You know what I mean? It goes hard today though. So.
No, nobody rocking with Puff is bigger than Puff, except for hey man, the only nigga bigger than Puff that rock with Puff is dead.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to Big. R.I.P. to Big. All right, so we on the track 3. Fucking with D.
Yeah.
Now, these are one of those songs that are just there for me. It's just
Mm-hmm.
there. It's a blah song. Like it doesn't spark any type of emotion out of me. I would like to see him perform this song. Maybe I would feel different about it, but like just listening to it on a CD or on my phone or whatever, I have nothing. I really have nothing in my notes about this song. It's just blah. Where would you at with it, AP?
I agree. Our music taste is kind of similar, but the only thing I had listed with it almost sounds like or has a similar feel to Get At Me Dog. The beat does. So I mean, like they kind of, and then I mean, you think when Get At Me Dog, that was that the Joint on Mason's album, Where They Die For You or whatever it was.
Yup.
So somebody really love that love this type of that beat.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the song it didn't move me. So that's a skip for me.
Yeah. What's up, Killer? You look.
Yeah, he got something to say.
I I love fucking with D. I think because y'all probably remember that shit like that we was able to just fucking scream at all the time. I have no clue why that shit just moved me so much. Oh y'all niggas got fucking with D. Ain't nobody around here fucking with me. Um, it's an interlude. Like
Hmm.
I'm sure somebody meant it to be a song, but it's an interlude. It's an interlude after the Rough Riders anthem. Actually, it's probably kind of contrast, stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop, and then it's like So just in case you think that was a radio or pop song or whatever, understand you ain't fucking with D. So if you think this shit's all gravy, nigga, let me give you this quick 2 minute interlude because that shit is really 2 minutes long. So I treat that interlude, nigga. It wasn't like it was a fucking
Yeah.
jazz moment in the album and shit. So
So we on the track for a real skit interlude, whatever you want to call it. AP, I know you big on interludes to make you laugh. And
Yeah.
on my first listen, I was like, this is a waste of time. But then on my second listen, I really started thinking about it like, yo, so you got the two guys talking. You talking about
Hmm.
how, DMX, like he robbed niggas. He ain't really robbing niggas. He a rapper. And then you get the other guy talking about basically pulling his card like, man, you listen to what these niggas saying on the street, you hanging out, drinking 40, smoking blunts, you need to get your shit together. So
Right.
at about the third listen, I thought it was funny, but it's not intended to be funny. So you and I both have the same mindset on
laughed
skits.
at it.
They're supposed to be funny. Like a skit is supposed
Yeah.
to be funny, and it's just not funny. So
Yeah.
most of the time, a skit is a skit
Yeah.
anyway. AP,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah, this is definitely a skip for me. But I mean, I think trying to find some humor out of it when a dude he was like, but he a rich nigga. He don't need to be robbing dude. And then the dude he was like the other guy. He was like, nigga, you do the same shit. Shut up. You know what I'm saying?
Killa Bee.
Yeah.
We can go to song number 5 because the only skit I recognize is "Where the fuck is my killer tape at, God?"
All right, facts, facts, facts.
Yeah,
All right,
that joint.
That's the only skit that exists on the album for me.
okay, fair enough. So we going into track 5.
If
Look
don't
through my
nobody,
eye. Go ahead.
if don't nobody in the DMX skit say, is he dead?" I don't want to
What you mean is he dead?
Look at him brains blowing all over the concrete. Talking about is he dead?
hear. That's a skit.
Yeah, for sure.
So we on the track 5. Look through my eyes. And this is one of those songs where I understand X. I get his energy, I get his feeling, but it's just another blah song for me. Is just another blah song for me. Killa Bee, what's up?
I like it, but I probably have a tendency. I, so I don't really think there's any song on here that's blah, but I do think there's a lot of songs on here that probably mean a lot more to DMX than the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good
Um,
point.
I'm pretty sure some nigga who hated Tupac but wanted to like Tupac was walking around with no shirt on, a bandana on his head, with his arms out, screaming, "Look into my eyes, see what I see." So I mean, like I love the album, but I mean, like I said, I don't think any song of his blah, but some of these are just like, yeah, they on the album.
I
Just
will
right.
say this. I will say this. He got a dope ass line in there. He said, "Payback's a bitch." Didn't you used to say that? And the way he said it, because it's not rewindable, because it's not like, all right, man, he put some word combinations together, but like that's what motherfuckers say. Like, didn't you used to say that? Like when you catch people basically in a lie or something that they credo, something that they live by, and they go back on it, and then didn't you used to
Mm-hmm.
say that? So I felt that line right there. AP, where was you at
Hey,
with Look Through My
quick,
Eye?
wait a minute, hold up, real quick though. What you just said about that line though,
Mm-hmm.
is I think that's indicative of this album. DMX speaks to himself a lot in this album.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just like to tell you what they go through. I think DMX, this was fucking therapy for some crazy nigga in Yonkers.
Yeah, that's a great point. Like we said in the beginning, you gonna hear grimy. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like maybe like more of a gloomy song. But I love the hook. I think you know what I'm saying. DMX, he got that voice for a hook. So I
Yeah.
love the hook on this one. So, but other than that, we can go ahead and move on to the next joint.
And that next joint is the first single, Get At Me, Dog. Sheik Luch on the hook. The biggest thing about this song for me, outside of the energy and everything like that, whatever the song was, the video was that times 10. It brought
Mm-hmm.
everything that he's talking about in that song to light. It painted a perfect picture with the video. The video was black and white. Only two people on stage is X and Sheik Luch. You at the club. I mean, I've never been to this club in New York, the Tunnel, but you know, growing up in the era that we grew up in, we heard so many things about the Tunnel. And
Right.
seeing that video back then, I wanted to go to the Tunnel, but right now I would never go to that place because that shit looked like a fucking hole in the wall. Hey, P, where was you at? Get at me,
Yeah,
dog.
I mean, great song. She did his thing on the hook. I mean, it really ain't too much more I can say to this. I mean, this was the second single. So I
First
mean,
single.
it went hard. So I mean, it still rocks today. Like I was with I had Cam. I had to go see Cam at school the other day, and I had this joint on. I mean, and he was just bobbing his head to like every joint, and he knew like most of the words to like every song that came on. So I'm like, oh, all right. So I mean, it's cool that I mean he's what 19. So he wasn't even born when this joint, you know what I'm saying, came out. So I mean, he
Right.
still rock. He can rock to it, you know what I'm saying, today. So this song was a great song.
You know what we call that? We call that great parenting. Killer, where was you at with it?
Hey, you can't tell me when this shit come on. Hey, right here, dog.
I go through. With the spread. How you feel?
That's the hype shit. I'm sorry. That's that's my favorite song on the album right there. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
because this is straight. The symbolism of the video is, nigga, it's just me. Get at me, dog. Like
Mhm.
black and white, no frills, nothing special. I don't need bitches in the video. I don't need fucking diamonds. I don't need none of that shit. It's me on stage, black and white. All these niggas rocking with me. Get at me, dog. To me, that's really DMX because that's a lonely, lonesome, in his own head motherfucker, and this song represents that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we on the track 7. It's another one of them for me, man. It's called Let Me Fly. I got whack. That's all I got. That's all I got in my notes about this song. I don't like this song. Uh I'll just leave it at that. No need to bash the song. AP, where was you at with
Damn.
it?
uh, I mean, it ain't one of my favorite joints, but just doing a little research on it, I guess they were saying this was his story as where he wasn't able to be a boy, you know what I'm saying, growing up. Stuff for all the stuff that he experienced. So this was kind of his telling his part of the story as I guess as a youngster, you know what I'm saying, coming up. So I mean, it's just good to listen, you know what I'm saying, and after all these years, to put a lot of stuff together. So because I didn't get a chance to look at that documentary, the Rough Riders joint,
It's
but
good.
I
It's
think
good.
yeah, I'm definitely going to check it out. But his wife was saying that I guess you want to say DMX has challenges with them different personalities. You got Earl, that was like the child, that's the kid in DMX. Then you got DMX, and then you got X. So DMX is like the entertainer, and then X is the what I got it written down here somewhere. That was X was created to protect Earl. So it kind of just seemed like this is just him telling his story as a kid.
Okay, fair enough. Killa Bee, what's up?
It's that ex emotional shit. Either let me fly or give me death. So, um, filler ass song. I mean, I don't like I said, I don't think any song of his fly. I could listen to the whole thing, but it's just one of them. Hey, this probably means more to you than it does to me, man. But because I feel you, I dig it. I dig it. Let me go get this drink real quick and let me know what you got next. So,
You know? Yeah.
but I'm not saying it's whack though. It's not. I don't think you got a whack joint on here. I just think it's like cool. Hey, buddy.
So we on the track 8. X is coming for you. It's got the Nightmare on Elm Street hook. 1, 2, X is coming for you. I don't like this song. I think he creates this song a lot better on Grand Champ. With basically which I thought was on this album for some strange reason. X is coming for you. I thought that was on this album. That's what I thought this song was when it came on. I was like, did they remix this for the album later on? But no, come to find out, I'm thinking about a totally different album. The execution of this song is done better on a later album. I really wasn't feeling this song. Killa B, what's up?
Um, I ain't like it.
Oh, 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 we
It's,
got one Killer don't like.
no, it's bland. Again, we know it. DMX emotional nigga, so the song meant more to him than it meant to us. Cool. Um, it's funny because we this is like the third one of these I've done with you,
Yeah.
and you remember some of these songs like vividly, man. Like, but we've reached a point in this album where you go, yeah, I could skip that. I mean, it's cool when you gave the album a first listen through. This
Right,
album
right, right, right.
album could have been 12 songs.
Yeah. APO.
All right, yeah. So growing up, I love Freddie, you know what I'm saying, growing up, but I wasn't always allowed to watch it. Parents didn't let me watch it for various reasons, whatever. So when I heard it, I'm like, okay, I'm rocking with it at first. Now listening to it again, because I kind of forgot about the lyrics, some of the lyrics that was in this joint. So when he started talking about you got a daughter older than 15, I'm a raper. I'm like, oh yo, what the no, skip. I can't do this because I'm kind of surprised he's not on that
Uh-huh.
list for the cancel culture. You know what I'm saying? With the
You
Me
just
Too
might have
movement and all
gave
that.
him the red light.
Yeah.
Hey,
So when this joint
but
comes on, this is
a lot of
skip.
lyrics, a lot of suspect lyrics in this album, just like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but that one for me, that one like, yo, then he was like, I'm gonna look at you and see what you want to do. I'm like, yo, nah, nigga, that ain't I had to skip it. This one is a skip for me all the way. I'm not rocking with this joint at all, man.
Dang
Fair
it.
enough. So now we on the track 9. One of my favorite songs on the album.
Mine too. Yeah.
Damien. I love this song. I love this song back then. This is basically just a story about making a deal with the devil.
Hmm.
And I also think about it like we just did Snoop Doggy Style. And on that album is Murder Was the Case and making a deal with the devil. So it's ironic that I listen to these albums back to back. I just think that's this version of that. Him making a deal with the devil and him wanting the fame and the riches and everything that comes with it, but there's a
Hmm.
price to pay. And he made Damien 2 and 3 later on, but this one was the one. This was a smacker, man. This is, you talk about like deep cuts on albums or album cuts. This is an album cut. Like all those other songs, like they're needed, and like you said, they're therapeutic for the actual artist and for people to get to actually know what they've been through and understand them. That's great. But like being able to make an art form and talk about making a deal with the devil, and that's how this how this music industry is often conceived or perceived or whatever. This song is that. I love Damien. Where was you at with it, Killa?
Some rappers can make songs where they play multiple personalities in a song and it work. Biggie did it. Um, Group called the Boogie Monsters made a song, creepy fucking song called Old Man Jacob's Well, um, where the dude ended up being like a killer who killed kids and shit. So multiple personality type song. That shit ended up being creepy. This didn't. Just like when Biggie did it. With this joint, man, like I don't know, like you almost felt like it was two different people. You almost felt like Damien, man. Either do it or
Yeah.
give me your right hand. That's what you said. um, I love this. This is one of my favorite songs on the album. I mean, because it's just you feel it, but you say the rat, the cat, the dog. You just feel the shit, man. Like,
Yeah.
and it's his own story. Like, man, this song actually shows you the multi talents of DMX and how he can actually tell a story. I mean, it
Yeah.
isn't just a fuck y'all niggas, blah blah blah. This was
Yeah.
his story. And I think it's basically the story of the funny part is it's foreshadowing. It's the story of kind of how his career has gone, where sometimes you can't fight that demon, and that demon has ended this motherfucker in jail and rehab, all that shit. Damien is one of the fucking most foreshadowing songs you'll see from an artist because that shit became his career, and that shit is crazy to me, and that's why I love the song even more now.
Where was you at with AP?
Yeah, I'm much like you are. I, mean, I definitely liked it. And, I liked the diversity that DMX showed on the whole album. Because when we did Ludacris joint, his first joint, it was just like bam, bam, bam. You know what I'm saying? Fast tempo. I really want to know. All he gave was this one side of him. But DMX, you know what I'm saying? He gave us the grimy verses, the grimy songs, the religious songs, storytelling. And I mean, he did a great collaborations on the album. So I mean, I really like this joint. And then he also is a continuation on the next I think with the next few albums, Flesh of My Flesh.
Yeah.
He had a part two, then it was a part three on the other joint. So I mean, I don't remember those as well as I remember this one, but I mean, it's a great song.
Yeah, it made me go back and listen to him just to, catch up, quote unquote, on the story. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's a banger, man. So now we on to track 10, How It's Going Down, the fourth single off the album. Got the remix version with Faith on the hook. Um, the song is great. I still love the song. We play it a ton on the radio station for the noon throwback. But the two biggest takeaways from this song for me, man, is one, the video, the main girl in the video, where she at? And number two, number two is the beginning when he's making the phone call. Like
Yeah.
that goes to what you said. Like that should have been a separate track,
Right.
but it is funny as hell. And I always wonder, was it meant to be funny when he just called her, "Who dick you sucking?"
Hey,
I
wait a
don't know
minute.
nobody in fucking Yonkers.
Hey, hold on. Hey, I think what made it crazy though was how he was saying it, like, "Dick suck." Like the nigga was like, I don't know if the nigga was mad or just mad inquisitive. But the way the nigga asked, hey, hey, who dick you suck? Like, I'm like, man, the nigga sound like he dropped his girlfriend out of windows. Hey, hey, the shit's so fucking hilarious to me.
Where was you at with the song, Killer?
Man, actually, this is one of the rare instances, man, where you get a song on an album that is just so much like, because I told you, shit can wear out on me, especially if it just get played on the radio constantly. Like, I tend to be like, man, fuck it, I don't want to hear that shit no more.
Huge record, huge crossover record, especially with Faith on the hook.
So the truth is, I don't think a chick we knew would have listened to this fucking album if it wasn't for this song. Um, this shit to me is actually what pulled DMX into a bigger stratosphere because what he was the nigga a fucking rapper. This shit came out and I dated a certain Puerto Rican chick from the Bronx. Um, at the time, you know, the funny thing is this song pulled so many chicks into buying this. I think this song single handedly is what put him over the top.
Yeah.
Period. Um, and just everybody remembers it, man. And I remember, the nigga speaks so much New York fucking language in this song that people didn't even realize what he was saying. But then he hit you with the 5411 size 7 and girls. You know, luck, I dated a Puerto Rican from the Bronx at the time, shall remain nameless. And I remember niggas like, hey, what's a 5411? What's a 5411? Y'all don't know what a 5411 is? Niggas like Reebok Classics. And all of a sudden at Wright State, this chick's wearing Reebok Classics, nigga. Like, so DMX told you how to get yourself cute shit. And I still love this shit. I love it with Faith singing it. I love the motherfucking the shit. The nigga voice is so rugged, and it amazes you how he fits over that fucking beat.
Yeah.
Considering we're talking about other shit like Rough Riders Anthem and Fucking with D in the intro, like the nigga showed us he could rap over anything you give him.
Yeah, and I'll piggyback on what you said about him taking him to that next level. This is, matter of fact, we talked about Damien basically being his version of Snoop's Murder Was the Case. This is his version of Method Man and Mary J. All I Need. That's exactly what this song is, and that song helped take Method Man to a next level. AP, where was you at with it?
Yeah, I love this song. Like you said, with that little phone call intro, that could have been broken up. It was cool to hear it first few times, but like now, I don't need to hear that. I mean, I love this song. It's probably one of my favorite joints. And it's like Tupac always said, you want to you get the joints for the girls, then all the niggas gonna come through. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, this was definitely. I mean, and it just goes to DMX's diversity on how he can flip a rap. So he goes from "Get at Me, Dog" to something smooth and something like this. So I mean, it was cool. I like it.
That's what's up. So now we on to another skit.
No,
Track 11.
just skip that shit.
Mickey. Okay, like this is obviously it's funny for unknown reasons, just because it's so stupid. But does anybody understand what the meaning of this skit is? Because every skit has a meaning. It's supposed to have a meaning at least. Do either you know the meaning of this skit?
Me, Mickey.
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it was just a lead up to the crime. I mean, I don't know. Honestly, no. Just put it flat out. No, I don't know
Hey, I think that this nigga was like, look, we got like an hour and 8 minutes and 75 seconds. 5 more seconds.
Fair enough, man. We on the track 12 with it, man. Crime story. Story bars, it's a rap about a robbery. And he gets so paranoid. He's getting phone calls from his homeboys talking about what you did. They searching my kid. And he gets so paranoid that he goes to the police station and blows it up. Like
blows it up.
which is, we talk about deep cuts and album cuts. This is another one of those, like, yeah, I could fuck with this. This is a good song to listen to, like, if you in the mood for that. So I fucks with this song. Where was you at with it, AP?
Yeah, I just like it for the storytelling aspect of it. It always just puts me in mind of Biggie when he raps. So I mean, he always telling the story. I'm a big fan of storytelling raps.
Killa.
It's one of my favorite on the album.
Yeah, the beat is crazy.
And he rhymed real smooth over it. Like I said, man, you take how it's going down, Crime Story, it really shows you before that, you wouldn't have thought this nigga was that versatile on a beat. Um, it is basically two of the probably most different beats on the album. This nigga ain't just a rah rah hype man rapper.
Right.
This nigga tells stories. So you know when you really go down, you know, if you take out fucking Mickey, this nigga, this nigga from like 9 to fucking 15
Yeah.
is so outstanding in this nigga's fucking repertoire of the way he raps, the way he rhymes over beat, his storytelling, and crime story. Who is this I see coming through about 2 in the AM? The way that nigga rhymes, the way
Yeah.
the flexion, the way that shit changed. I love this shit, man. One of my favorite songs, man, just because of the way he fucking rips it in his own way. You know, my guess is the DMX we know, the nigga was probably high and fucking pissy drunk when he wrote this shit and when he rhymed it, and he probably get that way every time he perform it on stage.
So then we on to track 13, Stop Being Greedy, the second single off the album. I will admit, I did not like this song back in the day. It wasn't until probably, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. Shouts out to my dude, Mike Collins. We shared an office together. He was playing this song. Like, he played it a lot. And it just started to grow on me. And then you know what? Listen to it. I really fucks with this song. I like this song now. It got like the church organ for the beat in there. What else? Shoot. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like basically DMX verse X in this song. Like it's the rapper DMX versus the robber DMX in this song. And I love how, he just, the flashy rapper guy, and then he turned dark and he straight X and talk about robbing niggas. I fucks with this song. I fucks with Stop Being Greedy big time. Where was you at, AP?
Yeah, I mean, it really ain't too much for me to say. I like this joint. It got that gothic type of sound on there, so I'm feeling it. Goes hard in the car.
Killer.
Hey, you got your mic mute, yo.
Muted, bro.
My bad, I had to cut the lights on and shit. I'm outside. So when you listen to the chorus itself makes this song great to me. You've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. Be for real, partner. Give to the needy. Ribs is touching, so don't make me wait. Fuck around and I'm gonna bite you and snatch the plate. Listen, that whole right there is like, damn. When niggas make their first CD, like a nigga just make a CD like they've been doing it forever. This nigga told you I ain't had shit, I ain't from shit, I ain't never had shit, and no matter how much this shit do, how good it do, nigga, I'm still gonna be the same nigga, which he was to a fault, like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But nigga, even that chorus itself, man, it's just the shit is so strong to me because nigga, no matter how much we've known each other, basically, nigga, we was kids, like us. Like we each other, we was 18. Nigga, I'm 42. The truth is I still feel that shit. Like it's still niggas in this world who got what you want, who where you want to be. Who you don't feel like you've accomplished enough, nigga. And it's like, they don't know how to they misuse it or take it for granted. You've been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy. You know what I mean? You don't want that shit. Give it to me. I'm the needy. My ribs is touching. Don't make me wait. Like, nigga, I'm hungry for this shit. You taking advantage of it, and I'm here. And that shit to me was DMX to the core. Like, that's why this album is so great because of shit like that. It's not necessarily the whole, but the sum of its parts. I love that shit.
Then we on the track 14, ATF, another story rap. He on the run. X is on the run from the law. This is a great story rap. Where was you at with it, Killer?
Hey, y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Another interlude. This is too. But That being said, I like both fucking with D and ATF. Boom, boom, boom. Open the door, ATF.
ATF.
Hey, look, this shit is hype. I'll be honest with you. I could say I wish this bitch was 2 minutes long or 2 more minutes long, like 4 minutes long. But nigga, this is a proper use of your time. Like this nigga made a song that fits the 2 minutes it exists in. It told what it needed to tell, and you go, "Fuck X, give me some more of that shit, nigga. What happened?"
Yeah, word.
Again, this is that hype, hardcore. You can feel everything this nigga say when he say it. 'Cause like the nigga's voice is way more reflective and way more angry and just way louder as he goes. And then the motherfucker just stop. Like, hey nigga, I love this shit.
AP, yo.
Yeah, same here. Probably one of my favorite, probably top 3 favorite joints on the album. I mean, like Killa said, I could just echo everything Killa just said, though. I mean, it was perfect length. Rhyme was good, story was good. Hey, it's a winner in my book.
That's what's up. So we on the track 15 for my dog. Now, this is
Hold
one
up,
of
real
those.
quick.
Go ahead.
Before you go, nigga, the bells on ATF is the shit. Like for real, the bells on ATF are the shit. Like to me, that sets that whole fucking song off. That's why I love that beat. Like that shit is just one continuously keep going, you know, ready to just eat you up type shit. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Are you good, man? For my dog. Now, something that we got to remember about Rough Riders is obviously when you think of Rough Riders, you think of the double R, but the guy that you think of is DMX. Then the next person you probably think of is the Locks. Then after that, probably Eve. Then probably after that, Drag On. We don't remember that Eve wasn't on Rough Riders when this came out.
It's on Aftermath.
Right. The Locks were Rough Rider management, but they were signed to Bad Boy. So the only other guy on Rough Riders that we kind of knew of was Drag
Baby
On.
X. Yeah, that's Baby
So,
X. Right?
so the question for y'all, this is a decent song. It's not all that for me. But the question I got for y'all is, why didn't Drag On catch on like X and Eve and the Locks? Why didn't he, for lack of a better word, blow up? Why do y'all think he didn't?
Man. I don't know if he just had that presence about him. I don't know. It wasn't even that much of a dope rapper, you know. I mean, this like for me, this song right here was trash, man. I'm cool on
Hey, you know, I didn't like it because of the other dudes, and I don't even know who the other dudes
yeah,
was.
yeah.
Like, I recognize Drag voice. Like, Drag got dope verses on the Rough Riders Anthem remix. He's got a dope verse on Eve Project. But like, I actually listened to Drag's album because of this, and it's trash. So it's like, why didn't it work for you? Because he could rap, but like, it just didn't click for him.
Well, on this song, them other niggas is the Bravehearts, the Outlaws, and the other niggas, Junior Mafia, right? But let me, hey, but if I tell you the truth, if you really put it in perspective, 3 niggas come to mind. Now we're gonna take out the third nigga. And when I tell you what I'm saying, you're gonna understand why I take out the third nigga. One nigga comes to mind when Drag On pops up, and that's Memphis Bleak. Now, if the second fiddle nigga in your crew sound just like you, why would I spend my time on that nigga if I already have you?
Yeah.
The third nigga I was gonna bring up don't count. That would have been Little C's, but that nigga's terrible. But Drag On in Memphis Bleak.
See, his first album was aight.
Yeah, but that nigga can't really rap. Like,
No.
I very rarely listen to niggas who rap with lisps. But this nigga Drag On was like Memphis Bleak for real. Like Bleak nigga was Jay-Z. Like nigga, that's his whole style. You don't differentiate yourself from that, right? Drag On was DMX with a higher voice. You don't differentiate yourself from that. And the reason why they're both significant in this is, nigga, you Robin to Batman. And Robin had his hits. Even Robin became Nightwing. Robin became his own hero and led his own team, and these other niggas couldn't do it. You could get on a verse, is that your bitch? And we'd be like, oh, that shit is tight, but nigga, we don't want to listen to your album.
Yeah, you know, listen to me bits and pieces.
I will say this about Bleak though. I will say this about Bleak. Bleak had his own hit singles. I can't think of one hit single Drag On had.
He had see, that's what I'm talking.
And as you're looking for it, we'll go on to track 16. So on track 16, it's called I Can Feel It. Now, I have very mixed emotions about this song. One, I do not think that the Phil Collins Feeling in the Air has ever been used correctly from any rapper, ever. A ton, Cameron's tried to use it. Beanie Siegel's tried to use it. Obviously, DMX tried to use it here. I just think those are one of the samples that you should just leave alone. I think the execution is fine until whomever is attempting to sing I Can Feel It in the Air Tonight on the hook part. Like, if you would have just had like a DMX saying another hook, rapping another hook, it probably would have been a lot better. That taken out. Take out that fact that I just think that sample should never be used. I like this song. It paints the picture of what he's been dealing with his entire life. He's a depressed MF. And it conveys it a lot better than on Let Me Fly and on other songs on this album and other songs in the future on this album. Like, he conveys it a lot better to me. I can listen to this song outside of the hook. Where was you at with it, AP?
I say this depressing song. You know, the song is definitely depressed. As far as what he was saying, I like the "Can You Feel in the Air" sample. Then I was curious to know
really?
how many times it's been sampled. This joint been sampled 93 times, man, to this day.
Bill Collins said, "Give me that check."
Yeah.
Go for it. Knock yourself out. Give me my money.
Yeah, but I think that my favorite song that was used this joint was Meek when Meek did it. But I mean, overall,
okay.
Yeah,
Meek did a good one.
Yeah, but overall, I like the song. But it was like you said, it was definitely depressing, and it kind of just outlined everything that he was trying to convey in the earlier tracks.
93 times.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, good research.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, this nigga, he can just eat off of that alone.
I'm about to go dig up all 93 and listen to them.
Yeah.
And rank them. Killa, where was you at with it?
Well, first of all, nigga, I'm still trying to find a significant Drag-On song. Struggling.
But I think he had a joint on a Rough Riders joint though.
Juvenile, Down Bottom.
There you go. But
it's still not memorable.
that joint was banging though.
That being said, hey, let me make an admission that I forgot this song was on this album. And it is, man. Remember when I said it probably ain't no Blah songs on this album? I might be tired of the Phil Collins sample.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, this is so insignificant to me, and it may be one of them where, you know how I've been saying, yeah, it means more to you than it means to me, and then that's cool, but it's like, yeah, at this point though, I don't want to hear the shit, so we could like, it's so insignificant to me.
That's what's up. So, all right, these two tracks basically can go together. 17 and 18. The prayer skit and the combo. I mean, it don't get more basic. I don't want to sound disrespectful. It is painting a perfect picture. He is talking to God, asking for help, and we can never crap on something like that. AP, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I got the church background and all that, so I mean, I thought it was fly. But the prayer, he could have kept the prayer off of there and just went straight to the song. Because the joint is long though. I mean, not long, but I mean, I think it's long for the
Rewind,
album.
rewind. What was wrong with the prayer, brother?
I mean, I don't not it's nothing wrong with the prayer, but I mean, I just let's just get to the song.
Fair
So that
enough, fair enough.
it was all cool. It was good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had the joint with Damien. Now he got the convo talking to God and all that. So I mean, you can see the kind of two sides to him. So
Killer.
I guess the significance of this is if you ever been to a DMX show, the nigga dim the lights like it's raining and he'll do the prayer. He could have left the shit off the album. I mean, I grew up in the church. My daddy ain't no preacher though, AP. So the truth is, the 17 to 18, I probably have listened to less than anything else on this album.
hmm
16, 17, and 18 was fillers for me.
Yeah.
But obviously 17 to 18 really meant something for him because, just like R. Kelly have a gospel song on the album, where now we realize the rest of the song was about fucking little girls and shit. But you know, the true significance of the prayer and the convo ain't like that. Like, Pac had Dear Mama when the rest of his songs was talking about I get around and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So I mean, I feel him because DMX seemed to have a lot of control of his shit. And his thing was probably if I'm gonna put all of this shit out, I gotta put something that kind of brings me back together. So these are the songs that you understand that for all the fucking shit that going in his head, man, and all the fucked up moments, he had to put this shit on here to at least make himself feel balanced to what he was putting out there. It don't
Well,
mean nothing to half the people listening, but these two are really significant to him. Prayer Escape was just too fucking long, man.
yeah.
Well, that's something I saw in the Rough Riders doc and learned that he does the prayer at the end of every show. And,
uh,
he breaks down crying and, it's a very therapeutic for him. And if that's how you get through life and you need help from the big man above and that's helping you, more power to you.
yeah. Yeah, no, no, not knocking that joint at all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I grew up on, you know what I'm saying, prayer, you know what I'm saying, definitely believe in prayer and all that. And then I mean, that's what he do all the time anyway, though. He come with a prayer. I mean, he come with that spiritual side. So I
Yeah.
mean, it was cool, but I mean, I was straight on it though.
I was surprised he didn't do it on the versus battle with Snoop. I mean, he
uh,
started off with a prayer, but I thought he was going to
okay,
start off with this one. So,
word.
so the real reason we're all here. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. We're here for this song. We're here for this song. Track 19. We're here for this song. Niggas done started something. I'm gonna make a host audible. Niggas done started something features the Warlocks in Murder Mace. It does
Yep.
not feature the Locks in Mace. This
Hey,
song
yeah.
is perfect. This is one of those epic crew songs from the 90s and early 2000s. This is this is the shit. This is
hmm
why we all bought this. We bought the album for Get At Me Dog. The girls bought the album for How It's Going Down. We were surprised to like Damien. We were surprised to like other songs. But we all know this is the best song on the album. Hands
Hands
down.
down, hands down.
So
But
APO, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
no, okay. So even though this is the best album, I mean best track on the album, I think the album could have ended at 18 because to me, I don't feel like this track fits the tone of the whole overall album itself. I felt like this could have been on maybe like somebody's mixtape or something. That's what it. Even like the production don't even sound the same to me. But I mean, hands down, best song. I love it. Got my guy on there. So so I think you had asked in you know what I'm saying, as we was prepping for who had the best rhyme. So I got enough guns to reckon the recognition. Any nigga waving tech and Mason, you know what I'm saying?
Better have an
So
explanation.
Right, right. So I love Mace on this joint. I wish this is what he would have came with on his album. This is really the Mace that I think probably would have popped off a lot more, and he probably would have had a longer career in rap. But I think this is my from worst to least. I mean, best worst to best. Chic, Styles, Jada, Mace, and then I think DMX got the best verse on it.
I'll do you one better. I'll rank mine.
Uh,
Coming in last, Styles P. Then Chic. Then X. Then Kiss.
oh, there we
Ma-
go. Yeah,
Mace got the best verse on this fucking song. He
yeah,
kills this shit. And
yeah,
it was after we did our Mace rewind. I
right.
listened to this song and I was
Uh,
like, yo, I think he got the best verse. I sent you this.
yeah,
This
right.
nigga
Yeah, I
got the best
remember.
verse.
Yeah,
Yo, and I believe you're right, man. We need Murder Mace, man. We needed
yeah,
Murder Mace. But instead, we got Mace. Mason
yeah.
Better.
Pretty big.
Oh, well, shiny suit. Killa Bee,
Yeah,
what's up, man?
Well, first of all, I love the fact that this song starts off by starting off. Nigga, it's no talking. Mickey ain't there.
yeah.
Fucking ain't none of that. The shit just starts off. Um, Sheik start the bitch off.
Mm-hmm.
Second, so when I told y'all that my first experiences with DMX and them, this is this shit probably this song I think was 2 years old when this album came out. This was a straight mixtape song. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
and so it was a crew cut, straight mixtape. Um, and that's why you get Murder Mace. Because the thing about Mace is you didn't hear the Mace you hear until Puffy put him on shit. That
Mm-hmm.
Mace exists before that. Um, and this was before actually, if you ask me, when I first heard the Lox, Sheik was the most distinguishable dude out of the crew. Styles and Jada sounded the same. And this was before Styles even created a style that was Styles P style. Um, so this song is kind of, to me, I love it. This shit is hype. And when you listen to it, you like, damn man, these niggas could have been a fucking crew.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, for
you
sure.
you 100% right when on actual album recording, not mixtape recording, do you even get this Mace? And this is the significant Mace where Mace is eat. This is the before record deal Mace.
Mm-hmm.
Hungry.
Um, Children of the Corn, like man, you listen, the nigga was in a group with McGruff and fucking Cameron and them
Right.
niggas.
Big L.
And the nigga used to be the best rapper out of all of them, the
Mm-hmm.
hardest rapper out of all. Murder, Mace, love it. Like this song is 5 stars for me, and it always will be a classic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the last question I got for y'all is a toughie, especially for myself. Does this album truly stand the test of time? Because there's a lot of songs on here that's blah for me. A lot of songs on here that's just all right. There's obviously niggas that started some stand the test of time. For me now, Damien stands the test of time. Stop being
Mm-hmm.
greedy. How it's going down, and obviously the anthem. I don't know if that's enough songs on here to say this stands the test of time to say like, hey, this is a classic. Basically, 22 years later, I'm not sure I can say that. But what I will say is, I don't think you can tell the story of hip hop without talking about the Rough Riders era. What about you, AP?
I don't know. See, 'cause, I mean, this was hard for me too. Cause I mean, like I said, when Cam was in the car, I mean, 19 years old, he rocking to a lot of the joints, and he's able to spit back the verses too. So I'm like, and I know what kind of music he like to listen to. This is far from it. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it does stand the test of time. I think he does enough for it to be. I mean, 'cause I love. I mean, overall, I love the album. even with some of that bull crap that's on it. But I like the joint.
That what's the X song? Like that one was just bad, man. But anyway, Killer, what's up? What you think, man?
I think this is the classic case of an artist making an album more classic than the songs on it. One is classic because it's the first DMX. It's our first introduction to the Rough Riders. Without this shit being successful, the rest of that shit don't exist. Without this
Mm-hmm.
shit being successful, the Locks probably stay on Bad Boy. Without
If
this,
you think I'm jiggy, ain't you really dig me? Come on, baby, let me know.
because well, if you ever heard the Warlocks before this shit, that shit didn't exist. Like Puffy almost maced them niggas.
Yeah,
And
I need
with
some.
with all them niggas going back long enough to know each other, um, nigga McGruff ended up with Heavy D.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron ended up with Biggie. Um, Mace ended up with Puff. All the shit ended up being different, right? And I guess three niggas on the Locks really had to fucking decide whether or not they were going to exist in that same plane, and without DMX's success,
They were stuck.
they were stuck. And
Mm-hmm.
to me, this album is classic because of the significance of what it did for Rough Riders.
Yeah,
We always speak on what albums do shit for New York hip hop. Every album has a significant moment, and every album has its own influence on hip hop. And in 1998, this album had an influence on hip hop that was different than Wu Tang, that was different than Biggie, that was different than a lot of these niggas, the whole Duck Down crew, a lot of these niggas. And the truth is, DMX's shit stood out because it was different. One, and two, because it brought a certain sense of ruggedness to regular niggas.
yeah.
Because even in the shit he says that these hood niggas, the niggas who's fucking doing pull-ups on the goddamn street signs to understand. It's
The hood
niggas,
workout.
but it's niggas like me and you from Cleveland and Columbus and fucking Cincinnati who, like I said, either let me fly or give me death. You know what I mean? The shit like Damien and shit, nigga. We all have fucking demons, dog.
Yeah,
This nigga said it's dark and hell is hot, right? But he got a prayer on it. The significance of the title of the album and the content of the album is basically his journey through his own mental and personal hell that he has to make it through. And the prayer is the same where y'all know this, and niggas watching this know this, and niggas who listen to the album then and listen to the album now know this, is all it is you fighting your own personal demons. And
Right.
fighting your own personal demons, man, you go through shit where one day you praying and the next day you like fuck this world, and the next day you like I love this life, and the next day you like fuck everybody, and the next day I don't know what I feel about right now. And that's exactly what the fuck this album is. And to me, that's what makes it classic. It's so significant because it is a range of emotions from a regular nigga who ain't the regular niggas that we know. This is a
mm,
nigga who may have sold crack on the block, who may have shot somebody, who may have who got a chick pregnant, who he wasn't trying to get pregnant, but at the same time, he trying to get his shit right. And see, to me, that's why this is so significant because now when you see niggas singing and when you see niggas hollering and all of that shit, nigga, that shit really didn't exist without DMX. And that's why I'll give the comparison of him to Tupac. But to me, DMX's shit was made way more emotional than Tupac because the truth in DMX and It's Dark and Hell is Hot is like I said, man, it's not the whole, it's the sum of its parts. And when you take the sum of its parts and you apply it to DMX 22 years later, It's Dark and Hell is Hot was this nigga's life for the past 22 years of living.
Word.
It's the fame, the rehab, the fucking jail stints, the
Mm-hmm.
shit with his wife, the nigga one time you on a super high and the next you super low. And these niggas are seeing this shit publicly. And he gave it to us. He
Yeah.
told us the significance of what this meant to his life 22 fucking years ago. And 22 years later, we seeing this nigga on Versus living It's Dark and Hell is Hot. So man, if a nigga ever say this shit ain't classic, then you got to really redefine what classic is. Classic isn't whether you'll listen to the shit from front to back. That means you love the album. That's a
Mm.
personal classic. But as far as a significant the hip hop classic, this nigga told stories. This nigga gave braggadocio. This nigga gave us fucking tears. This nigga gave us laughter. This nigga gave us fucking grit. He gave us the demonic side of him, the angelic side of him. He gave us all that shit, man. And niggas need to recognize that while other motherfuckers have done it, have tried it, he made it significant for these niggas right now to be able to say this and put it together on the same album because the shit didn't match. Like I told somebody, and this gonna be crazy sounding. If this nigga was an R&B singer, he would be fucking Casey Haley. Think about it,
Jealousy.
because KC didn't have the greatest voice, right? But
Right.
we all felt the nigga could sing, right? The nigga, every time he sung, the nigga spilled his emotions out, right? And the
Oh
nigga's life,
yeah.
yeah, the nigga's life was hell. But in the same token, we would always say that KC is fucking classic,
Yeah.
Mm.
significantly classic. So the shit fits in the range of you classic if you're significant, you made your mark, you're transcendent, and it means something. And I do think It's Dark and Hell is Hot was that.
You know, they got a term for what DMX is as a rapper and what Tupac was as a rapper. Today they call it emo rappers. So, you know,
Yeah,
you look at XX Extension, you look at Uzi Vert, you look at Juice World, you know what I'm saying? Those dudes are very vulnerable in their music, and that's exactly what DMX is in his music and how Tupac was, man. So I could dig that. I could dig that.
and
I could
you
dig
know
what you're
what?
saying, Killer.
People will disagree with your assessment of that because they don't want to pin them niggas on DMX or Tupac. But nigga, rap wasn't really emotional.
Right. I mean, especially in that era. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the bling bling. What? Yeah, that's the bling bling era. I mean, shoot, they went on tour with Cash Money. This is the bling bling era. This is the shiny suit era. This is the popping bottles era. You know, he brought the streets back. You know what I'm saying? So
Right, yeah. And everybody,
So
they just ended up having fun and all that. I mean, and like you said, I really like the way you broke that down, Killer. And I mean, it just goes to show what his wife was saying, like how he has those multiple personalities. One day he's Earl, one day he's X, one day he's DMX. So I mean, it just kind of and it just catapulted everything from that point on till the day. I think, and for him to be that vulnerable and show all those emotions means a lot too. I think it really put his mark on the game.
yeah,
for sure.
the truth too is X has made it. I mean, knock on wood, the nigga's still trying to make it.
Yeah.
But you brought up a good point, Kev. What was it? XXX. How you said
Tentency,
the name?
I can't even say it. But R.I.P. to the young brother, man. R.I.P. to Juice World.
but if you really think about it, man, them niggas couldn't do what they do without DMX doing this.
Right.
Hmm.
I mean, niggas spill their guts on albums.
Yeah.
You don't think shit of it now, right? I
Right.
mean,
Right.
if you go through every lyric on every song, this nigga saying some shit that probably could get his ass in trouble later in life because we don't know if he's admitted to some shit he's done.
Especially that line
But,
about the 15-year-old.
Yeah, man. Listen, yo.
but man, like we talk shit about emo rappers, man. And now I wouldn't compare Drake to this nigga, because I think Drake be caking like a motherfucker. I think that's why he do it. But some of these niggas though, like Juice World and XXX, them niggas have died over this shit.
Yeah.
And it's like you put that shit in perspective, man. He allowed hardcore niggas to say what the fuck they feel. Either let me fly or give me death. Listen, nigga, that shit, when you look at these young niggas who dying, is so significant because these niggas have died flying. And DMX basically said, you either let me fly or kill me. Well, these niggas have flew and have died. So what he said then isn't lost on a lot of niggas now. Some rappers have the ability to fucking reflect what you may feel but can't say. I think DMX did that for a lot of niggas. I'm saying a lot of niggas in jail, a lot of drug dealing, hardcore niggas who ain't had shit. And I think that's why niggas felt him that way. Like niggas will tell you, I feel Pac, but you can't feel Pac all around. Like some niggas felt the fucking I get around shit. Some niggas felt keep your head up. Some niggas felt the in between consciousness shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? DMX's was, listen, man, I'm a fucked up nigga. I got demons, and
Right.
I pray every night, even though I got demons. So nigga,
Flawed
I'm just
individual. Flawed
right.
individual. We all flawed individuals.
And the
Right.
crazy part is the nigga just like you and me.
Facts. Facts.
Yeah.
Fellas, I appreciate y'all jumping on the pod again, man. APO, shout out your joint. Shout out your joint.
Yeah, Emerge Elite, up and coming AAU program in Dayton. You can check us out on Instagram at Elite Emerge. Check us out on website emergeeliteinc.com.
Killa Bee, y'all. Shout out your Instagram if you want some jokes. The
Um,
repost king.
my shit is Killa Bee. I got a couple of Instagrams. Killa Bee. Um, that shit is usually just for funny, stupid shit. And Killa Bee Comics, because I'm a collector of comics, all kinds of classic shit, and albums and all other types of shit, shit to keep the anxiety low. Cause, life is rough and DMX told y'all niggas that. So I don't know why y'all even ask.
Hey, once again, fellas, I definitely appreciate it, man. Thank y'all, man. Peace.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
thank you.
Yeah,
For sure.
for sure. All right, bro.
Peace.
Peace.